now.
Mine's still trying.
Look at my newfound fluff from all the hair that I cut off.
And we're live on YouTube.
Yeah.
How about Facebook?
Time, not yet.
This multi-streaming thing. Anyway, so if we're not live, I was gonna say we'll say it all at the same time. Welcome, YouTubers.
There we go.
Welcome, Facebook. To our live. Today's Coffee and Questions. I am Julie.
And I'm Jess.
And together.
We're socially inclined.
Exactly. Bringing you the best of all the things. Social, how to grow.
Exactly. I'm going to find this video so I can share it on my newsfeed. And you guys should too.
Yeah. So if you're on YouTube, please subscribe, leave us a comment. If you're on Facebook, please share. So that way, if someone is in business, so many people do side hustles today. There's so many entrepreneurs. So please share.
Oh, hi. Sandy's on time today.
Hey, Sandy.
Welcome. Glad to have you here. This is a good topic. And we started kicking it around and we realized it was a really good topic. So we're so glad you're here. Thank you, Sandy, for the share. We, of course, greatly appreciate that. I'm going to do it too.
I'm sharing. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So, quick little poll. Do you feel like your online presence is purposeful? Or do you find yourself posting because it's been a while since you posted and you got to catch back up? Or are you somewhere in between? Because I think a lot of, especially for those of you who have been around a long time, you probably have started trying to be purposeful, but it keeps slipping to the wayside. So how do you overcome that? You're not late, Riley. We're just now getting started.
That's right. Not late to the party. Yeah, in between. I feel like we're in between for sure. So, trying to do all the things. So for anyone else that's trying to do the thing,
It is not Julie's birthday today.
Not yet.
I just had to triple check and make sure.
Oh, she said happy day all. Yeah. I think it's because, yeah.
No, that's Deanne.
Oh,
Sandy said happy birthday, Julie. And all of a sudden my heart sank. I was like, wait, I'm pretty sure that I know when her birthday is. And please, God, don't let it be today.
No, it's 2 coffee and questions from today.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks from today. Yes. Thank you for the early. I'll just celebrate the month and I'm going to start in March. Since it's tomorrow is her birthday, right? Nope. But
it's April 7th.
It is. She had to think really hard.
No, I didn't.
My sister's is the 8th too. So happy birthday month. Yep.
I have it marked down because I'm never going to miss it.
It's even on I saw it even on our little planning. Like we're getting so far ahead. It's on our little planning sheet. That's how I know that it's on 2 coffee and questions because that comment. So our little birthday emoji is on there.
I put a little birthday cake there so that nobody could forget.
All right. So thank you though.
Yep.
Starting the party early.
My husband's birthday was yesterday.
It was. Happy birthday, Justin.
There might have been a little confusion there.
Yep.
But we're going to be talking about how to build a presence with a purpose so that it creates more leads. You generate leads, you cultivate those leads, and you ultimately turn those leads into sales. So that's a big topic for a coffee and question.
Exactly. And the scary topic, the scary term for this is like your funnel, your social media funnel. So for anyone that knows what that is, we get asked that all the time, but we're taking a little different stance to kind of bring it in and make it a lot more consumable for you. So it's really an easy process. All you're doing is going from being unknown and taking your follower through the process to buying with you is all a funnel does. And there's 9,000 ways to get there. So, but we're breaking it down in 3 easy steps today.
Exactly. Good morning, Tracy. Thank you. You called us beautiful ladies. Oh, that's so sweet. And for those of you who might have noticed on Facebook, there is a pinned comment from us. It is for the Socially Inclined magazine, because we realized that a lot of people don't realize we have a magazine. So we're actually going to be framing some of our coffee and questions around articles that we've already written.
Exactly.
This is one of them.
And it's pretty awesome when we went back to do it for coffee and questions. So we're also on a mission to simplify and do more with less. So this is sort of a repurposing. So, but 99.9% of you have not seen this. So anyway, all right. So your marketing funnel, purposeful journey. Okay. All right.
Exactly.
So again, don't let the funnel thing scare you. We've done TAT that touched on that. We talk about it all the time. So basically the first step in any, I almost hate using the word funnel, but I'm going to use it. In any funnel is, you realize it's lead generation. So you're taking someone that has no idea you're out there. And with social media, the field is leveled. So the playing field is leveled. So you are just as important, or can be, as anyone else in business. So you have to figure out how to be in front of those people. No one knows who you are, what you do. Like, think about us. Think about how you found us. You would have never come into our world had we not done some lead generation.
Exactly. And kind of the opposite of lead generation and getting people into that sales funnel, which, by the way, I personally prefer the customer journey, because that's a lot less intimidating. I see some of you are saying you love funneling and all of that. It's really fun. Whenever you kind of get past that, it's like SEO. When you get past that, oh my gosh, what is this scientific voodoo magic or whatever? It is really something that can be a lot of fun. But if it freaks you out to think about it as a funnel, you can think about it more as your customer journey. And that customer or that person who eventually becomes a customer, they always start as a lead. And in order to get them to become a lead, you have to do something called purposeful posting. So that's how you get people into this first step of becoming a lead that you've generated because you put yourself out there purposefully. Because as Julie mentioned, when someone comes across your piece of content, whether it was organically, they happened to stumble across your YouTube video, or you had a reel that got 8,000 views and they were one of those people that you got in front of them for the first time with a reel. They don't know your name. They don't know your products, your services. They may not even know why they would need your stuff and or why they would need you. So that's what this lead generating content is all about, is to help them go from, I have no idea who this person is, to, oh, this is Julie and Jess at Socially Inclined, and here's how they can help me. Simple, right?
Simple.
It's not as simple as that sounds, but that will help you get there.
Yeah. The short answer is sort of like that be everywhere that we talk about, but you've got to have somewhere to start with that be everywhere. So in this instance, we're talking about content. There are a couple of things that we've talked about. I'm just going to give you a couple of quick tips. So in this realm, we're talking about posting content. So what type of what needs to be in the content? So first of all, you got to think about your target market. Who are they? What would they want to see? Okay, so you can do some research to find that. The next thing is to create quick consumable content, again, because you're casting that net, you're putting things out there, things that are would be really important to whoever that target market is. You can answer questions. Be sure when you put that piece of content out that you're trying to start conversations with them.
Exactly. And another thing you can do, and this does get a little more technical, but don't be afraid of it, because if you can do this funneling customer journey work, you can also learn some basic optimization for your website. The other thing that is huge is making sure your social media profiles are optimized. For those of you socially inclined veterans who were with us last year, we went through all of the profile optimizations one by one and showed you exactly how to do it in our Take Action training. That all has a purpose. And even when we were talking about it then, we were talking about this is the beginning of your funnel. This is where people meet you for the first time and they have no idea who you are. And you have about 7 seconds to grab their attention. So make sure that you're doing that. And you do that by optimizing your profiles, doing a little bit of work on your website to make sure that it speaks to the beginning of that customer journey.
For sure. And you need to take a really objective approach to this. Even get a couple of friends to look at what you're putting out, look at your website, look at your profiles. If someone that didn't know you saw one piece of content and then they looked to find more about you, would they immediately know what you do and how you can help? So in a nutshell, that is the optimization piece. And then the last piece we've done a lot of talk on, and it's call to action. So you have caught their attention. So you have to tell them the next step. If you don't, they are most certainly not going to take it. So your call to actions can be just a question so that they can start a conversation. It can be to get my freebie. It can be to join my mailing list, to reach out for a discovery call, anything like that. But again, you're casting the net, and then you got to tell them what's the next thing.
Exactly. And Shannon, you have a great question. I want to take that right now, because it is a wonderful one. We are all on different journeys. So if this talk about websites and like full-fledged blogs and things like that make you feel like a little fish, just remember that everyone's on a different chapter. So let's say you don't have a website and you don't have a blog. How would you do this in a Facebook group, which, by the way, is an exceptional place to start? So that would just be adjusting your call to actions to where you're funneling people into your Facebook group. So that CTA would be invite people to join your Facebook group. And then once they're in your Facebook group, you're actually in a perfect position to start the second step to this. So we had lead generation, right? Once you find someone through that new hashtag that you used and you researched, or through that reel that you threw out there and it happened to get, reach an extra 1,000 people, you ask those people to join your Facebook group to get X, Y, and Z value from you about your niche. And that's when step 2 takes place. And that is that's when you nurture leads. So they come in and they have no idea who you are. Like Julie said, think about how you found us, 2 girls just out there on the internet, making it happen with marketing. You stumbled across us. Maybe you thought we were lovingly awkward, but knew a little something about marketing. So then you got in our Facebook group, or you got on our email list, or you joined one of our challenges. And that's where we started the second step of this. And we nurture the lead so that you can get to know us and know that we're not just here to take your money. We're here because we are genuinely passionate about helping small business owners succeed. So that's a great question, Shannon. Thank you for asking it, because I think, as Julie said, social media levels the playing field, and Facebook groups level the ability to afford a web design team or a marketing team, because you can do it with just a simple Facebook group.
Sure. You also, if you don't have a Facebook group, if that's even a step, too high, you can have a freebie. That might be a step too high. It could be just asking for a discovery call and then, having conversations back and forth. So everybody's on a different step. So the more you do and check off the list, the more you can grow. You can start implementing new things. But for us, we always say to start with a Facebook group. You can control that, and that's the perfect place to nurture. If you look at go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to add and say that is a great next step, because I think the email list, and that's the other alternative, is to bring people onto your email list. It's great if you can do both, but the email list is a little bit more intimidating for people. So definitely starting with your Facebook group and how to turn that into a community. If you want more on that, we're not talking about that today, but you can go to our blog and sort with the Facebook group feature, and you can see all of the content there on how to do that really well, and take a lot out of your learning curve there.
Exactly. I think by using us as an example here, we probably can cover, and we'll give you a quick checklist at the end, but ways that we nurture. So you found us somehow, whether it be through whatever piece of content, whether it be a live or a social post or a Facebook ad, you found us. So then we've started nurturing you. So we show up. That was a mission this year or last year, was to show up. Hi. So lives are a great way for us to do this. For us, it might not be right for you. Other ways to nurture, and other ways that we nurture, is we have a blog. We do have an email list, and we send you great content that is either repurposed from our blog or whatever, just teaching points, things that you can implement and get a win. There you go, Dan. Mm-hmm. Implement and get a win. So that way we're building know, like, and trust. When you try things that we are telling you to do, we had a little contest, I forgot what anyway, a little thing in our Facebook group not long ago. We had 800 comments on it, and we were like, go try this yourself. So the people that went and tried it, they have a newfound trust, I'm sure, because it worked for them as well. They came back and told us. So getting that little win and understanding we're planting the seed that we do in fact know, what we're talking about. So again, building that relationship with you.
Exactly. And in some other ways, maybe you can do it with your niche. If you are, in the fitness niche and you're trying to help motivate people to get moving or to cut out cake and cookies, or you're a self-help coach and you're trying to get people to spend more time on themselves, the best way to do that is to provide value. And we've talked a lot about that. You could probably, I don't know the tags, but you could probably go to our blog and type in something like provide value and find several blogs on how to do that. But you do that by answering your customers or your leads, since we're talking about your leads here, answering their problems. What are they struggling with? What do they need help with? What set of tips? And we talk about this a lot in content class too, for those of you who join us in that interface as well. But you're always trying to serve. And if you are doing that, showing up and doing that on a regular, consistent basis, then you'll be checking all the boxes on this second stage of nurturing those leads.
Exactly. This is the exact opposite of promo post. Exactly. Okay. So when people get into social posting, that's all they're thinking about is, to begin with, is what can I sell? What can I run on special? How can I get someone to buy? But if you lead with value, then you're going to naturally bring people in where it is a no-brainer to buy from you. So some specific pieces of content that you can share for this, or sharing testimonials, are doing ask me anything type posts. You can ask a question where you're inciting their answers. You can do transformation type posts. You can do demos of your products. I know Sandy's here. She does a get ready with me. She's in skincare. And she just has a quick chat live, just like we're doing right now. And she's getting ready. And she talks about personal, but she also talks about skincare products and things like that. So people are getting to know her through that. But there's no shortage of content that you can put out for this. Again, exactly. Tips, education, anything like that. So all you're thinking about in nurturing these leads are what's in it for them. So what can you provide value-wise that will make a difference in their day?
Exactly. All right. And the final step. So hopefully you're starting to see that this whole funneling idea is not really that scary. There's 2 steps, right? Or we've already covered 2 steps. You want to capture a lead, and then you want to nurture those leads. And then the 3rd step, which always makes someone in business feel so much more relieved, is converting a lead into a sale.
Exactly. That's what makes the world go round. We can't be in business if we don't get sales. But you've got to do it the right way. So in this, you've brought them through your process and you've built some trust with them. Now they're ready to buy. So you do have to look at putting out pieces of content, again, that will support the sale. We're big on the 80-20 rule, which means that 80% of the content is going to be in the first 2 tiers that we've already talked about, and 20% is going to be in this converting to sales. You can get away a little bit with some creative CTAs in the other, or call to actions, selling something. But the point of these are now to close the deal. So you've brought them in, and now you want to sell them something and get raving fans, because now that you've got a raving fan, you can go back and use those as testimonials and the step we just said. So
exactly. And if you're one of those people who you struggle with sales, or you feel like you're terrified, just like petrified and even a little paralyzed to be perceived as sounding salesy, I want to encourage you to go to sociallyinclined.com/take action and get in those training programs, because we did a live that's 50 quick win workshops, and we did a live masterclass on how to not be afraid of sales. And like, we walked you through it. And for those of you who were on that, I know there are several of you who watch us live that were doing those trainings with us as we went through. Chime in and let people know how much that helped, because if you're in business and sales scare you, we need to start there. We need to start there. You need to go get that, and then you can come back and watch that replay once you're no longer afraid of making sales, because that's really, really key to your longevity in that. And a lot of that has to do with how you lead with value and things like that. So converting a lead into a sale is nothing more than thinking about your products and your services and what the benefits are, instead of just listing a whole bunch of features. And the best way to do that is to think about the questions and the problems, and like kind of the aha moments that your products create for your clients.
For sure.
For us,
go ahead.
For us, let's take our flagship product, for example, your social plan. It's a monthly marketing subscription with done-for-you content and a scheduling dashboard. Okay, when I say it like that, it sounds salesy. But when I say it saves you on average 40 plus hours a month on your social media marketing, so that you can work in your business on the things that you want to work, and you no longer have to stress about what to post or be inconsistent and not reach people. And it, oh, by the way, it also helps with your engagement. That is how you convert leads into sales in a way that is serving them first, and not just serving kind of your talking points about your products.
For sure. And when you're in these type of posts, when you're closing the sale post, it has to be in their language. So you want to start thinking about, again, what's in it for them. That's all unfortunately, when someone's thinking about buying something, that's all that they care about. What's in it for me? They need the TLDR, the too long didn't read version of it, as to how is it going to benefit me? Why would I want to purchase it? So, and again, from there, people do business with people. So, you're again building that value before they get there. So you're winning them over so that the sale is so much easier.
Exactly. And Julie said, unfortunately, like, because people, what's in it for them. But I like to look at it as it takes the pressure off of you, because if you struggle with feeling salesy, if you think about how it serves them, then that takes a lot of the pressure off of you to sell to them, because you're just presenting something to them that they're already thinking about how it's going to work for them anyway.
Exactly. I love that.
So I think it's very fortunate to the person who doesn't think that they like sales.
Right. And in that vein of the whole selling thing, I mean, obviously we can't be in business if we don't sell. I've heard stories after stories, and obviously, people on your timeline that all they do is post just, promo. Okay. So they're not going to be very successful. You're going to see them, if they're in network marketing, you're going to see them fall out of that, whatever that they're trying to sell. It's just going to happen. They're going to get tired of it. They're going to train people to scroll right by. So you have to lead with value. But then on the opposite of the whole, there are so many people that just do not sell. They do not, will not. So it's the opposite. So you have to be somewhere in the middle. I met a lady that had grown a group to over 10,000, and she was stuck in the nurture, like literally. She never made an offer. She never monetized that group in any way. She never made one sale. And it's super sad, because she said had this whole huge list of raving fans that were probably her perfect people. And then she just never made an offer to them. So you can't get stuck in the nurture. Like, once you get them, you have to commit to selling. So, and it's weird for us to think that some people get stuck there, but they do.
Exactly. All right. So let's put it all together, Julie. We generate leads, we nurture leads, and then we convert those leads to sales. So lead generation, the content, once you get a lead, a new lead, how you generate a new lead, you can do that with a simple introduction post, answering the questions that your ideal client has. And maybe at that point you're introducing the benefits of your service, but you don't really want to go straight to buy this.
Right. Exactly. Then we're going to move into step where you're nurturing that relationship with them. You're giving them the things that will support the sale in the next tier. So client testimonials, transformations, demos of product, behind the scenes, anything that's going to highlight you and your product, but in a beneficial way to them. Again, what's in it for them. So sneak peeks, anything that makes them feel a part of your world, I would say.
Exactly. This is where you're delivering your value and your tips, and you're asking questions to them, because no one likes to feel like they just got sucked into a group. Let's go back to the Facebook group example. They got sucked into a Facebook group just to be talked to. A Facebook group is the place for community. So make sure that you're asking questions and you're responding to their questions there, so that when it comes time to convert that lead into a sale, and maybe you do put out a promotional post, or you let someone know that you're having your lucky you, it's done for you sale. Or you're asking a question like, what would your life be like if you could save 40 hours a month on social media? Check it out here. And then you put the link to your landing page for that product that helps them do that. That is a much nicer, it's much nicer for both parties involved,
And when you've done step 1 and step 2, you will naturally have the people that you've nurtured that have become your friends. They will be your biggest champion, and they will jump on those posts and give you natural social proof to say, I've used your social plan, or their whatever, one-on-one service. And it did this for me. There's nothing better than social proof of a existing client comment. So when you've got that group and you've done all the things correctly, those will naturally happen. And then it just makes such a beautiful infinite cycle.
Exactly. Yeah. So these were just a few ideas. Obviously, there we could probably talk well into the afternoon about more and more and more specific ideas. But the moral of this live session is that you have to be intentional about it. It doesn't have to be super complicated, but a simple strategy that directs people in the right direction. And social media will be one of your biggest beginnings to your funnel that leads to ultimate sales.
Yeah, I saw a comment earlier that Sandy said 98% of her customers and partners have come through social media. That's strong right there, because Sandy's got a huge, huge following. So if nothing else, that one thing should get you excited about it. And then the last thing is, this is a cycle, a 3-step process. You cannot get stuck in any of one of these steps. You have to do all 3 simultaneously. So you have to be thinking about the content that you're putting out. It has to be a mix of all of these, for sure.
Julie, yes. If only there was a posting strategy that was built specifically around these 3 things to help people naturally bring it together.
Exactly. Cast the net.
Shameless plug alert for our MVP posting strategy that's built right into your social plan, and really everything that we teach around here is socially inclined.
Exactly. But it's because it works, and so many people just don't get it, that you have to get the algorithm to work for you. You have to be working in all of these areas. So
exactly.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be hard. Really
doesn't.
Yep.
Hashtag social media simplified.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
All right. So coffee and questions, usually the first half, we take the floor and we give you a topic or deliver on a topic. And that's what we just did. So now we'll open up for a few minutes if anyone wants to talk about anything that has to do with marketing or mindset. It can be about your customer journey. It can be about your funnel. If you're into that, it can be about website, SEO. Julie is the best in that. So pick our brains. What you got?
Exactly. And I love this, what we just talked about a few minutes ago. When you do the selling part right, then you'll naturally have your raving fans commenting, and Shannon, Nikki, Marcy have all had great comments in the last couple seconds that are just, that's how it works. You're supporting, you're giving social proof.
Marcy, that's so nice.
Thank you, Marcy.
So I would say 2 things if you're struggling with imposter syndrome. The Deanne Joy live on imposter syndrome and how to overcome it a while back. So you can go watch that. But the other thing that you can do is get on a live video with some people who think you're awesome.
There you go.
Because I promise you, in our day-to-day lives, like, it feels like a struggle bus because I have a toddler, and I try to balance work, and I think I do a pretty good job, but everyone struggles. Everyone struggles. So, like, great case in point, got my hair cut Tuesday night. I was not prepared for what it was going to look like when I threw mousse in it this morning, and it looks wild, but no time to show up and do anything different because things have to happen. So
I think it looks awesome. So
it definitely
I wish I had that hair for sure. Dang, you said something. It made me think about something and I forgot.
It happens to me all the time. She just turned 2, Heather.
Yeah.
She is going through that I want to be naked phase.
Uh-oh.
Our poor nanny. We're just trying to keep her inside and let it pass. Yeah. Okay, we do have a question though, if you want to be thinking about.
Yeah, if y'all have any other questions, drop them now.
Canva videos. Can you change the background? I sure think so.
Yeah, because we put custom backgrounds in, like just the one you did yesterday, Jess. I mean, you can change the background out in that.
Wait. Nikki maybe, or Savita might be asking, if it's you cannot drop the background out of the video in Canva.
Oh.
So you don't have like a background remover there, if that's what you're asking. However, if you're creating an animated video in Canva, so the best way I can think about doing it, and the way I do it, is I just create images, and then you have complete control over the color, the background, see everything. But Nikki, I think you were asking, if you have a video, can you do a background remover on it? And I think the answer to that is no. That's something that has to be in a much more Julie level. Julie level
of editing. All right. So clarify if that's not what you mean. But when you are doing the animated style and you layer up all the things, if sometimes something will be in the way, like you'll have another image on top of it, just scoot it over, double click on that background, and then put something else back there. So I hope that's what you're asking, but pretty sure the answer is yes. So let's see, you can change the background with StreamYard, and what Marcy's talking about with that. So same with, we use Live Webinar. We could, or actually it's a feature coming soon on Live Webinar, but in Zoom, how you can basically green screen, you can put any background in. So that's for lives. Yes, StreamYard would allow you to do that as well. Question about LinkedIn when you get a chance to respond. Oh, I can't see the whole thing. Oh, here we go. I'm dabbling a little and keep getting the prompt to switch to the creator type account. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, you want a creator account on LinkedIn. Yeah. Just like with all of them, because when you go from you're going from a consumer to a creator, whether you like it or not, when you are trying to capture leads on social media, you are creating content to bring people in to your marketing funnel, which is not scary, by the way.
It is not scary. It's just just think about it, one piece of content at a time. Easy things.
Exactly. And in case you missed earlier, the reason there's a pinned post talking about our Socially Inclined magazine is because we realized nobody knows that we have one. We actually have 80. This is our 87th issue of the Socially Inclined magazine, and there's so much goodness in there. And one of the articles is on this, an intentional presence and how to have it generate leads for you. So you can go click there, and it takes you to the Socially Inclined Toolbox, which has the magazine as well as some other great resources in there. And you can read the whole article there in case you want a refresher.
Yeah. Okay. So Marcy understood Nikki's question. It was like in Zoom, if you record a video, can you change the background once it gets into Canva? So I think the answer is no. Sorry. Maybe soon though. Put in a feature request. How does she find?
It takes so much. That takes so many resources to remove the background from a video.
Oh man, it would be processing forever for sure. How does Marcy find the magazine within the toolbox? There's a section. I did just remove because it was overwhelming. I think you can only now see this year's magazines, and there should be a heading to see it.
Let me see if I can find it real quick. Yeah. sociallyclined.com/library. If you're curious about whether you already have signed up for our free toolbox or not, you can go to sociallyclined.com/library and log in with your credentials. And then you should see something that says Get Socially Inclined Toolbox.
Why don't you share your screen here now? So see what that looks like. The library. Some people get stuck. What? Switch to content. Uh-oh. We're losing Jess. All right, hold on. I'm going to hit switch. Can I hit switch to content?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Are you sharing?
I am not yet. Hold on.
Oh, no wonder. Okay.
That's why I was trying to get to the share. Things slow down a lot when you try to do screen share and live video, just so you know. Marcy found it. See? She found it.
But good for
That's
other people.
Here we go.
Okay, yeah. So I wanted to say the reason for the library, I wanted to show you this library is we have some unified, like our social media bundles are all in one product now. And people get in there and then they don't realize that there's other products on the outside of that. So anyway, so library, it will be everything that you've purchased from us. Jessica's going to scroll down.
Including all the free stuff. So it's not just purchases, it's any product that you have access to.
Right.
So,
and Jessica probably has access to a bunch of products right now. All right. And so there's the toolbox.
This is what you'll get access to if you went to sociallyinclined.com/free, or if you click that link that's in the pinned comment, you'll get access to this. And in here, we have a few of our best, our 101, let's say, our introductory.
Yeah, because we're in
this is our lead.
This is our lead, right? This is we've captured the lead, and now we're going to nurture them in here. So this is one way. And
exactly. And we always put out a free Your Social Plan content calendar.
Yep.
Free trainings, current resources. So there's a lot of goodness in here. If you haven't been in here, you can do a customer avatar worksheet, which really, first step, do that.
So that you can start generating those leads.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And then,
magazine.
Yep. And April will be out soon.
It will be.
Yep. So, and I did turn off. No one has time. I mean, they're fabulous.
Read 84 magazines.
Right.
Gosh, Julie, you don't have time for that.
They were in there. They're still in there. They're just not available to you. So anyway, but
we were finding people were getting overwhelmed. So
then that's a thing too. So if you give that's a topic for a coming office hours I want to do is like how much free content is too much, how to know what free content to give out. And because if you give too much content and they haven't consumed your free content yet, a lot of cases they won't buy your paid content because they haven't even gotten through your free content yet. So
exactly.
So I'd like to do that as a topic soon. So Jessica's showing, whoops, you missed it, but that was the magazine.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I saw that we had a question from Savita, so I wanted to get back so that we could talk about her question.
Very good.
Let's see.
So it says, I've been posting 3 times a day in addition to 3 stories. What are your thoughts on how many times to post daily? I like that.
That's a good place. Why do we post stories? Does anyone know? Because, first of all, stories Facebook likes stories a lot. They help. They get promoted a little better than just regular content. But every time you post a story, your profile picture with a bright yellow ring goes back to the far left of the people who follow you. So every time you post one, it's a great way when people log in and they look at their phone or their news feed, they see you at the far left.
Exactly. And that we just talked about, how many times, maybe we didn't say, I was going to at the beginning of how many times someone has to see and consume your content before they purchase from you. There's all these micro commitments now. That's just one. It's like a billboard up there. So the stories are super important because it brings you back, and then it's subliminal messaging. So, and if you're like Deanne and paid attention to one of our TATs, if you look back up through here, you'll notice that her, I can't see it now, but her profile picture stands out amazingly. She put a little background back there. So all of these little tips really add up. I don't know. I see Deanne's.
Tay crack me up because you tell us to.
I like it. Sometimes we have to say do as we say, not as we do. If we know the right thing.
Yeah. If that's what gets you to act, then yes.
Yeah. Oh, and Sandy has a great point about stories too. She says, I do so much funneling from stories. I can see who is watching them all. Exactly. So because it shows you who's consuming them, it would, in your mind, you can think, oh, they must be interested, because a lot of Sandys are, I mean, they're a good mix of business versus, no like and trust. And so if they're regularly consuming her content, they would be interested. She can reach out and DM them. She can start a conversation. So she's using that to gauge if they're interested or not. Love it.
Yep.
And, they were born sort of in an attempt. We talk about the algorithm, and that there's the reason you don't see everyone's post is because there's not enough room in the newsfeed. The MVP, the getting engagement on your content is what determines if you show up in someone's feed. Well, stories were built, they go this way instead of scrolling. So they're a nice little footprint that you can see so much more content on your whatever, your screen size. Same with reels now. Reels are imported and they are going this way. They're trying to maximize the space. They only have this footprint here to work with. So love it. So if you watch so you want to say it?
I love it. If you watch Sandy's stories, you will get a PM from me. Ha ha ha. Now. Love it. Yeah, that's a great strategy, and that's it's a great way for her to kind of know who's watching.
Voodoo magic there.
Be able to take some action.
How did she know I might want to purchase that new whatever?
Exactly.
Awesome. Heather says I'm getting lots more views on reels than stories. Yes. Facebook, Instagram are all in on reels, short form video. Reels are the new thing. Continue if you can. Like, we all know the time suck, whatever, but continue with stories if you can, just because of, again, you're always up there if you can do stories.
Yeah, well, you can also just share your content in stories, which I love. I will just share anything that we post on Socially Inclined, or any picture of Livy, or, a happy birthday to my husband. Anything. Stories in general are, even if they're public, they're more for the people who follow you. And then the reels is more for reaching a lot further.
Nikki Savita, girl, I heard the touches were 21. I did a couple of reels this AM while in the bathtub. Question. So I've noticed I have new followers on Facebook. Do you individually send them a shout out? Trying to streamline all this awesomeness. So she's probably piggybacking off what Sandy said about the private messaging them after watching the stories. So
it's really up to you. We definitely don't welcome every new follower. Whoops. But we do welcome group members.
For sure. And there's going to be a fine line as to, I personally would watch and see if they consume your content a couple of times and then reach out. And I wouldn't say like, I saw you were watching, anything like that. Yeah, because people get weird about like, how do you know? Yeah, so make it more natural, like you're starting a conversation.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Nikki, you can automatically add them to your story.
All right, Heather, I see a friend post her reels on her stories with a graphic that blocks what's being shown. So you see the story, you have to click the link to see the full reel. I like it. I mean, that's setting up for that engagement, consumption, so that the algorithm. Yeah, stalking, Nikki.
I like it okay, but a story can only be 15 seconds. So it's kind of a teaser for the reel anyway. So they'll have to click over to get all of it.
Yeah.
But stalking. Yeah, you never want anyone to feel like they were being stalked.
Right. You know how so many people.
The number one rule of social media marketing.
That's right. And, that sorry, but that hey girl, hey is such a turnoff for people. So you have to figure out some common ground that's not hey girl, hey, will you buy my stuff? Sorry. It just strike up a conversation that's not selling to begin with. Gosh, I lost my other point. Dang it.
It's cool. Man, thank you everybody for joining us. This has been awesome.
I have enjoyed this one.
We will be publishing a blog later about this topic as well as
with some actionable steps. We just covered, a good many of them, but kind of got a little checklist you can go through there.
Mm-hmm. We'll also be putting the replay of the video up there. So for those of you who are looking for ways to repurpose your content, we've actually got it down pat pretty good these days. And if you're watching us on Facebook and you have a YouTube account and you haven't followed us or subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please. I'm going to shamelessly say, please go subscribe.
Exactly.
Even if you never really watch us there, it will help because we are starting to see everything we've been doing since the beginning of the year start to kind of snowball on that front. And for those of you who already know who we are and like us and believe in what we're doing, just head over there and give us a subscribe if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I would appreciate it. Edith, did you get your bracelet? When someone messages me immediately after following them, my mind immediately says what they want to sell something. Yes, yes, yes. And nothing makes you want to unfriend them faster than that.
Right. Edith might not have, because when I came back so the second one I packaged right before I went out of town this last time, and I came back and my son had forgotten to put it in the mailbox. So she did not get the first one as of 3 days ago. I don't know when that was. So, but it's in an envelope like a birthday card, and it's kind of, it's about that thick. So I don't know if it got hung up in their machine or what. I should have put a card or something. Anyway, so if you get 2, you're going to give it to a friend. So give the other one to a friend.
All right, Edith, we are dedicated to getting you that bracelet.
Edith actually lives across town from me, so I could drive it to you, Edith, probably faster than it's gotten to you in the mail. So, we gave up on the first one, Jess. I don't know if you saw that. So we gave up on the first one. So if it shows up, she's just going to give it away. So the second one didn't leave out until day before yesterday, I think. So maybe.
Yeah, and if this one doesn't make it there, then Julie will bring it to you over lunch.
We're going to have coffee. Yeah.
Coffee, yeah.
We'll go to Heritage House and have coffee.
Yeah. You've been subscribed. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate it.
Yay. Thank you.
Thank you, Nikki, everybody. All of you who show up live and give us comments. Everything helps. So.
Yeah. And Edith's comment before we talked about her free bracelet that she got because she won for sharing was when someone messages me immediately after following them, my mind immediately says they want to sell me something. Yes. And people immediately close. Like they're just closed off to it. You could have the best thing in the world, but that strategy just turns people off. So you've just got to build some know, like, and trust and be friendly, fun first.
For sure. All right, everyone. This has been great. Thanks so much.
Thanks.
Next week, we're going to be talking about getting more engagement on Monday, as always, because that's what we like to talk about. And help
exactly. Marketing Mondays. And the top question we get in coming in our group is how to get more engagement. So
thank you, Sandy. Appreciate it. And then next Thursday, we're actually going to be talking about AI and how it can make your life as a business owner easier. So if you feel a little, if you feel a little nervous around that, definitely show up, because no one is more nervous than I was when Julie was like, you should start using this content writer to help you. No, thank you. But then, months of her hand holding me and like encouraging me, I finally got on the train, and it is life. So yeah, awesome. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks. Bye. Come to the group. Engage.
Yep. Have a great weekend. We will see everyone Monday. There we go.
Not yet for me.
Oh, you don't want me to just... I haven't ended ours either. We're still on. I mean, what? I didn't have anything bad to say.
All right, I just ended YouTube.